whatever on BSN, and he has his own podcast. It's called he gonna tell you his name of his podcast because I know it, but I be messing it up, and I don't want to mess it up right here on the show because I know he's just saying, and that's what it's called. I'm just saying. He has his own podcast that's on Spotify as well as on iTunes and all of the other major streaming network devices. But I'm gonna get him over here right now. My man Jared Dawkins, what's going on, Jay?
Hello, how you doing, Greg?
Hey, look at the camera for bro. I just told you about your hat, man. You gotta be able to be seen. We want to see the people want to see your face, bro.
How y'all feeling, man? How you doing, Greg?
Right now, also, I got another special guest. He might hate me today because I purposely wore this jersey because my guys, the Ravens, won this week. He is a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. He is my brother. My guy, Eddie Randall. What's going on, bro? How you been?
What's good, fam?
Listen, don't get upset at me too much because we getting ready to recap this week 3. And you know what we started it off with because this is the Baltimore Sports Nation. So we're going to start this off real quick, talking about the Ravens game this past Sunday in Dallas. Ravens went down there 0-2 to go into the building. Had to go and win this game because I believe this was make or break. If they didn't win this game, they probably would have been done for the season when it goes in representation of the playoffs. Ravens went down there, took care of business. Derrick Henry, 25 carries, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson type things. Big game, won the game. Controversially won the game, in my opinion, 28-25. I'm going to start with you, Eddie. What were your thoughts on this game? Not just for your team, but as a whole.
All right, my thoughts on this game. They came in and did what they did. They ran the ball, which everybody in the NFL knows that Cowboys' run defense is shit. So they came in the building, ran down our throats. Lamar Jackson stayed poised from the first to the third quarter. Fourth quarter kind of went flunky on y'all. Y'all started just doing what y'all normally do, taking the foot off of your opponent's neck. Mm-hmm. And once that happened, the hurry-up offense, which the Ravens defense can't sustain, started showing their little holes. But all in all, Zay Flowers had a big part. They started to use Mark Andrews more as a blocking tight end at this point of the season. It might end up changing, but likely look like he has more of a spurt, a burst in him, and he runs routes better right now. So all in all, y'all played the game. Y'all supposed to play on us, and my wide receiver played like complete ass. So that's what happened with that.
So you're not gonna give no credit to the scheme that the Ravens did to kind of lock down CeeDee Lamb this week. I'm being dead serious. I'm asking this because I think they did a decent job on covering CeeDee Lamb.
The scheme was great, and the scheme opened up Ferguson, which I was cool with. Mm-hmm. But I have a diva on my team who kind of made that sideline flustered. When you do that, it can, especially when you're one of the leaders, can tear our team up. So yes, if y'all over the top, double teaming them, that's how you play CeeDee Lamb. Because we don't have another wide receiver who can actually pose a threat. Our best next option is Ferguson. Okay. Now we all know we got the worst running back squad in the league.
Trash.
So, super trash. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to defend us because there's no threat running the ball. So you don't got to put 8 in the box with us. Mm. You don't got to put 7 in the box with us. You can just play
that's real disrespectful right there. So you don't got to put nobody in the box.
Nobody. Your front four is enough for slow ass feed me more Zeke.
Okay. But now I'm gonna say this. That's on your GM and your coach.
Absolutely.
Because you invested in what? Scat backs, right? In my opinion, I think you invested in the scat backs for the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. Because I know everybody was talking Tony Pollard, but I felt as though he was a scat back. Mm-hmm. He was like Justice Hill. He was y'all version of Justice Hill. A little bit bigger, a little stronger, but that was y'all version. That Thunder and Lightning at the time with Zeke and Pollard, it worked. Right. But when you let Zeke leave last year, it's like, what you gonna do? Because now you're gonna showcase Tony Pollard even more, and he's gonna want to get paid, especially coming off of a broken leg. So, bro, what are we doing here? Didn't draft any kind of replacement for you. So you kind of left yourself in a real bad spot. And then even wide receiver wise, Brandon Cooks is solid. But Brandon Cooks ain't Brandon Cooks from 2 years ago, yet alone where we at right now. We just been talking about scheme, right? For what the Ravens were doing with Mark Andrews. I feel it's the same thing with Brandon Cooks in Dallas. It's like, yo, you're a part of the scheme, but really there is no scheme. Because it's CeeDee Lamb to get 13 targets a game. Whatever he gets off of those 13 targets, cool. We gonna live with it. So if he has a game when he has 120 yards receiving, cool. If he has a game when he has 30 yards receiving, we in trouble.
Absolutely.
And that's the issue. Jared, I'm gonna go to you now, because what was your thoughts on this game this weekend in Dallas?
Well, as it pertains to the game plan, Lamar only throwing the ball 15 times, us rushing the football 45 times for 274 yards, 3 touchdowns. That is the way that this Ravens offense needs to run, as far as having an identity and knowing who the Baltimore Ravens are. It was perfect game plan. Second half, not so much. Second half scared the hell out of me, because as always, what this team has done is once they get up on top of you and they dominate you for 3 quarters.
Whoa.
They let their foot off the gas, which allows the team to stay in the game and randomly just come back in games more than they should. But overall, you know, Lamar. I mean, when you have a dominant performance like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry had, there's no scheme, there's no passing concept that can make up for, or that can explain the lack of aggressiveness and the lack of killer instinct when you have a 22-point lead. There's nothing you can't get around that. As far as Dallas goes, you know, like you guys said, it's easy to defend them. It's predictable. Take CeeDee Lamb out the game, force somebody else to beat you. But I will say this: the one thing that I've noticed about our defense struggles to cover tight ends, which is why Jake Ferguson went off the way that he did. Even though Travis Kelce only had 3 catches for 34 yards, he played a big part in the Chiefs winning that first game of the season. Brock Bowers I think he had around 8 catches for 98 yards. So our defense struggles to cover tight ends. Hence, Buffalo Bills coming up this Sunday. They got 2 tight end duos going to be a problem. So, but getting back to the Cowboys game, that when you stick to that type of game plan that we had, and when the Ravens play the way that they play, and they keep their foot on their opponent's neck, I'm not going to say that the Ravens can be almost damn near unbeatable, but there's no way in the world that you could, if the Ravens play the way that they played on Sunday, you can't tell me that this team won't lose more than, I would say, 3 games.
Okay.
If they play to that level.
So I'm gonna go here with it, because I like that point, because they had to find an identity. I think over the first 2 games as a whole, they didn't know if they wanted to run the ball or if they wanted to pass the ball. I'm talking about the Ravens.
Which is mind-blowing to me.
And the reason why is because I personally think they're trying to see an experiment when it don't make sense. If you know your identity is running the football because you went and signed Derrick Henry, you need to run the football. Like, that's all you need to do. There's no need to go and be like, all right, today we're going to decide to throw the ball here, run bubble screens that they are never successful with, and keep doing it over and over and over again because we feel as though we can beat a team throwing the football. What you got?
Right. And to add on to what you said, the Ravens running the football, that's been their identity for the last 24 years. What in the world is making you change that now?
Go ahead. What you think?
Patrick Mahomes. They do that when they play him. They feel as though that we're trying to compete with him. Every time y'all play Patrick Mahomes, that's the most y'all pass the ball.
And that's the problem right there. That's the problem. You cannot get away from who you are, even if you're going up against that guy number 15. Because if you do that, then you're playing right into his hands.
Okay.
But that's what y'all coach do. Y'all coach tend to play to the opponents when they come down to play the Browns. a bum team, then all of a sudden we look at the Ravens like, why y'all playing to their level? When it comes down to playing to a certain quarterback level, when he plays Josh Allen, watch. We're going to see the dual running back quarterbacks. They're going to both go at it.
And now, and I hate to do this because everybody knows I vouch for Harbaugh. I've been doing it for a while. But I'm seeing the flaw, and after you see the flaw consistently, over and over and over again, it becomes a major problem. You're right. You're 100% right. He tends to favor towards who he's playing. I'll never forget when Mike Tomlin said, "Oh, we knew exactly what they were going to do." It's because you keep scheming the same exact thing against this guy. So it makes you look dumb when you be like, bro, I know that we're going to have a tight game for 2.5 quarters. There's going to be a big play in the third quarter that's going to give one of the teams the lead. And then when the fourth quarter comes in, you're going to play like you tight, like you got a fucking quarter there that's stuck in your ass. Because that's what happens with the Ravens every time we play Pittsburgh. So I like what you said when you say every time we play Patrick Mahomes, we want to get into the shootout game instead of just doing what works, which is run the football. I'm just looking at, because I always base the early part of the season off of where you finished last year. Last year, we finished in the AFC title game. We only ran the ball 9 times. You acquire the best running back available at the time, which is Derrick Henry. You have Derrick Henry in camp. You give him 15 carries in the first game of the year against the team you just lost to when you only ran the ball 9 times as a collective whole. That is a problem. Now, situationally, all right, we get to the end of the game. You're on, first and goal from 8 or 9 yards out. So you got to make something happen. Was it some bad execution? Hell yeah. Misread by the wide receiver. That's why I wore the Bateman old jersey. Did it on purpose. But you have to communicate those things because sometimes them small breaks will lead to losses. But you got Derrick Henry. Run the ball. Now we go to the next game because now you're already behind 0-1. You go to the next game. We talked about this last week on the show. You get a lead on Vegas. You're winning comfortably. Why stop doing what worked? Because it was working running. We try to get cute. Or let's experiment. That's all on coaching. This week, up 28-6 in the fourth. What did we all do? We've all played sports, played football professionally. What do you do when you up by 3 touchdowns late in the game?
You run the clock out.
You run the clock out.
You keep running the clock out. Then it's time to abuse the defense.
All day. And it doesn't matter if you have Derrick Henry getting 30 carries in game 3. Because guess what? You still got Justice Hill who can still get you the yards. You still got Lamar Jackson that can get you the yards on the ground. Hell, you can pick up anyone that's available. Give it to Pat Ricard for 2 yards. We're milking clock. That's what you do. You don't give them an option. Now, I will say this. Special teams fucked up. You know what I mean? Zay didn't get on the ground. And to be realistically as a coach, he's fucked up twice. Because he didn't dive the last time. He caught it on the bounce and went out of bounds. You have to know situational football, and that is the Ravens' biggest issue to me.
Agreed.
So we all agreeing on that, right?
Agreed.
Situational football is a major concern. Go ahead, Jared.
And I completely agree with you. But here's the problem with that. That's not just an occurrence that is taking place this year. This has been going on throughout the John Harbaugh area, going back to Joe Flacco. So I'll give you guys a prime example. Kind of not teasing Buffalo, talking about Buffalo, but 2 years ago, played the Buffalo Bills here at home. Fourth quarter, we get the ball inside the 5-yard line with over 10 minutes left to go in that game. We go on it. We go down the field. We go on over an 8-minute drive. Get inside the 5-yard line. Instead of John Harbaugh kicking the field goal and taking the lead, he decides to do a 4th and 3. He decides to go for it, get greedy. We don't get anything. Buffalo takes the ball, goes back down the field, kicks a field goal, wins the game. And you can see Marcus Peters, who was the then Raven at that time, flipping out on the sideline, telling John Harbaugh, kick the damn field goal. So it's about as a head coach, it's just simply about common sense in in-game situations. I get it. It's Josh Allen over there. I get it. It's Patrick Mahomes over there. But you need to stay calm. Because if you don't stay calm, you're going to get exposed. And John Harbaugh has gotten exposed a lot throughout his career. And what makes it even worse is he's getting exposed by, I don't want to say make it worse, but he's been getting exposed by coaches who are either on the same level as him or better than him.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the main reasons why I believe if that does not change, I don't care how many regular season games we win with Lamar Jackson, we will never win a Super Bowl with him if John Harbaugh does not get out of his own way of costing his team games in the regular season due to his, some more times than not poor in-game decision making. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, so you make a great point on what Harbaugh is doing is hindering Lamar from winning the ring.
Yes.
And that is definitely true. When the game, I think it was what year was that when y'all was up and y'all was just running the ball and y'all was just winning in the playoffs. And was it last year?
No.
And then y'all played Kansas City. What was it?
Yeah, but it was Kansas City a little bit last year. But
Yeah, y'all was running the ball all year.
Yes, Houston. Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? Y'all got this.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to you on the phone every day and I was like, this y'all year. The only that can stop y'all
It's us.
is y'all. And Harbaugh said, nah, I'm going to prove that you are not just a running quarterback. You can go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And you messed up. And he do it every time. It's times when me and you on the phone, we talking, and you like, it was bullshit, and then I kicked this field goal. Why you leave points on the board? Why you do that? Why you leaving them on the board? And that's what Harbaugh has a time, and he's like, he plays scared.
Right, exactly.
He plays them coaches and them other players scared. He see Josh Allen on the other side, he makes it like he don't give the defense enough credit.
Exactly.
Knowing how good your defense always is,
Mm-hmm.
he look at them like, I don't think they can stop him. So I'm going to try to make the offense do what they do.
And I agree with y'all. I totally agree with y'all. I think that with John Harbaugh, it's the conservative mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Even after this game this week, because I'm trying to keep it on where we at, because I know that was the past. Even this game this week, why are we giving another team a chance to come back? Like, we know that this team can throw the football down the field. We know they are quick and explosive in passing. Dak Prescott is not, in my opinion, a lot of people think he's top 5 quarterback. But I think Dak Prescott is a top 10 to 15 quarterback in this league, and he's not dumb. He knows how to throw the football. His numbers are equivalent to that of Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. I think they actually might be better. But, hold up, but at the same time, we got to be smart. Keep them off the field. That's all you got to do. You keep that high-potent offense off the field. I'm looking at some of the comments right now. They said, do you think we try to play shootout game? People just think they have to outscore Mahomes now. This ain't the same Chiefs from 2 to 3 years ago.
Agreed.
They're more of a ball control team now. And they are. You know, they are. And they're smart because they're taking advantage of what they have. And that's all we got to do. Take advantage of what we have so we can keep on rolling. What you got before we get off this topic?
Also, talking about the Chiefs real quick to kind of add on what you said. The Chiefs are evolving. They're slowly evolving. Early on in Patrick Mahomes' career, quick strike, 3 plays, 95 yards touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
2 plays, 85 yards touchdown. Now, you move on from Tyreek Hill. Now you're becoming more patient. 8, 9, 10 plays. Run the football. The Chiefs, what did the Patriots do during their dynasty? There were times where they did what? They had to learn how to win ugly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Chiefs are doing. They're learning how to win ugly.
Solid point. I think that's what they're doing it because they have great coaching. That's all that matters. If you got Tyreek Hill and you got a guy who got an arm like Patrick Mahomes, yeah, throw that shit down the field. He gonna go get it, and we gonna get quick points. I think they're getting back to that. Not saying that Xavier Worthy is that guy now, but I think they're gonna get there. But it takes time. He's a rookie. But if you got Rashee Rice who's playing excellent right now, by the way.
Good ball.
And you still got Kelsey, who's still reliable. Might not be getting the targets, but it's because they know him, they're looking at what's going on. And you're running the ball control. Doesn't matter what running back you have in there. Because you know what you got at the center position, which is number 15. You're going to keep on rocking and rolling. That's what's going on. And people fail to talk about this. Their defense is good. Very good. Chris Jones, they're not opting. They are good. They're good all over. The only thing is, we get so caught up with Patrick Mahomes in the offense, we forget that defense is really good. They've won more without Tyreek Hill than they have with Tyreek Hill because they had the back-to-back defending champs. So I'm not going to go into that no more because it's frustrating because the Ravens should already have won one title. Should have won last year. But I'm going to go ahead. We're going to stay on week 3. Week 3, I think this was a solid upset. A lot of people won't consider it an upset because it was a battle with 2 teams that were undefeated. The Minnesota Vikings were hosting the Houston Texans this past weekend. And if you watch this game, it looked like the better team was wearing purple, and that was the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go start with you, Jared. What were your thoughts on this game this week and a defeat? Because I can't say certain words on here because I'm tired of getting all the pauses, man. I don't want no more pauses right now, so I ain't going to say that. But let's go here. Minnesota Vikings destroyed the Houston Texans in Minnesota. What were your thoughts on that right there?
I wasn't able to see that game because it didn't come on in my area. But I'm not really surprised by that. Well, I kind of am, but I also am kind of not surprised.
You weren't surprised that Sam Darnold beat C.J. Stroud this week and outplayed him?
But also, you got to think about who's running the show in Minnesota as the head coach.
I get that, but I'm looking at who's running the show also in Houston now. They both young coaches, both of them very good.
Right, but at the same time, when you have as many weapons as Sam Darnold does, just like C.J. Stroud, sometimes you just run into that team on that day who just absolutely just destroys you.
Okay, what you got?
It got me by surprise.
Mm.
Matter of fact, Sam Darnold, all these last 3 games, I thought he was a bust. I thought he was trash after the Jet season. I'm like, they got him for, I get a couple wins. Let's go and get another quarterback next year. But he's transformed into, it showed you how great Justin Jefferson is.
Yes.
He can make anybody look good.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say I looked at them not having Joe Mixon.
That's a major loss.
Oh, that's a big loss. Cause what's it, Damian Priest?
No, it was Cam Akers last
Oh, yeah. Oh, even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, y'all don't have that passing, like that receiving running back, which opens up the door for Collins and for Diggs
and Dell.
And Dell. And once, because you clearly seen he threw the ball to Cam Akers one time and he fumbled. And that was the end of him even touching the ball. So CJ too, he also has to. We gotta remember, it's the second year. He gonna go through ups and downs. He got a lot of weapons on this team that he can, I'm gonna pause myself, play with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Major
shut up.
pause.
I already did, but and he sometimes it's kind of hard being a rookie quarterback when you got 3 different options to throw to. It's like a kid in a candy store.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you see he was getting flustered because at one point Diggs was always open, but he was forcing it to Nico.
Mm-hmm.
And then once Nico started getting open, he thought, I'm like, you don't gotta force all the time. Pick your points. And he didn't, and that defense slowly, and nobody really paid attention. Minnesota defense, it's not a bad defense.
So watch
that
this, right?
Crazy.
This is why I wasn't surprised about the win. Because of Brian Flores and his defense. Shout out Brian Flores, because they've always discredited him since the Miami situation. The man has had a solid defense when he went to Pittsburgh after getting let go from Miami. And then he turned right around, go to Minnesota. You got the same gig as a D coordinator, and he's showing everybody that he can make that defense flow. They schemed that up perfectly to beat Houston this week. Now, Joe Mixon not being there, it makes it a whole lot easier. It does. But the defense has been rolling. Let's not forget, not only did they beat Houston, they beat the 49ers.
Before that.
Yeah, they beat the 49ers.
Who they beat last year, too.
Exactly. That's what we're getting at. So, guess who was there? Brian Flores.
Mm-hmm.
So, if he schemed it up perfectly, because now let's watch this. Where did DeMeco Ryans come from? San Francisco. Oh, I just know how to beat those 49ers schemed offense. Flores is the major reason why I think Minnesota is rolling the way that they are rolling. Take nothing away from Justin Jefferson. Notice I didn't say Sam Darnold. Take nothing away from him. But Sam Darnold, I know O'Connell is a great young head coach in his league, but Sam Darnold, in my opinion, was a project that failed when he was in New York, just like you said. He has a second chance now. But it's still early. It's week 3. Everything is going to be predicated off of what JJ the Jetta does. If he's there, he can make anything happen and make it special. If he's not there, because remember he's had injury history as well. If he's not there, the team goes down a little bit. But I think the veteran acquisitions of Aaron Jones, Hawkinson will be back soon from his injury. Then you got that defense, the way that they've been playing. It's going to be very, very interesting and fun to see how it plays out there. Yeah, because they were playing the third place schedule. We always talk about the priority part, right? Playing that third place schedule.
Playing that third place schedule, they have a pretty kind of even flow to at least get 10 or 11 wins easy for them right now. Mm-hmm. They're already 3-0, so getting 11 wins from them making the playoffs it's pretty much in their hands. So.
All right. So now I'm going to go here. Yesterday, Monday night. Monday Night Football. We're not talking about the Buffalo Bills and what they did, because that was a ass whooping, right? That was an ass whooping. Yeah, and we gonna talk about that in a second, because that's a whole nother segment. But I want to talk about the shocker of all shockers. Heavy favorite this year to go and be a contender for the AFC title game, the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow with the blonde tips looking like Cody Rhodes is out there in Cincinnati. And he's there with his guys. He's got his whole team back. He's got T. Higgins back on the field on Monday night. He also got Jamar Chase, who's been bitching and complaining for the last 2 to 3 months. And he's at home. And now he faces the rookie of the year in my eyes right now for game 3. Jaden Daniels, another Heisman winner. Both of them went to LSU. That's the battle on Monday Night Football. And who played the best? Jaden Daniels, the rookie, outplayed Joe Burrow, the heir apparent, and beat them in Cincinnati. This is now the second loss in 3 weeks to a team that you were favored to win both times by 7.5 points. What's going on in Cincinnati? I'm going to start with you, Jared, because you're kind of like the voice of the AFC North. Go ahead. Give me some.
As far as the Bengals go, the Bengals are in trouble. And what do I mean by the Bengals are in trouble? I believe, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then whatever. I believe at some point Jamar Chase, if they don't give him his money soon, he's going to demand a trade. I genuinely believe that. Because the Bengals have a history of letting go of star wide receivers and even complimentary wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Trade away Chad Johnson, let go of TJ Hushmanzada, let go of AJ Green, traded Mohamed Sanu to Atlanta, let go of Marvin Jones. He went to Detroit. And what did they do this year? Let Tyler Boyd walk in free agency. Pretty much gave T. Higgins a lame duck 1-year deal on a franchise tag. And now they're not paying Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase feels like he's been lied to and misled. And not only that, just yesterday it was reported that Trent Brown, the right tackle, is out for the season with a torn patella tendon. So, and not only that, the Bengals, just like last year, cannot run the damn football. Even when they had Joe Mixon last year, they ranked 31st in the league in rushing. This year, it's even worse. So you can't get too much worse than 31st unless you're 32nd, right?
Yeah.
So you can't run the damn ball. You pretty much let go of a good portion of your secondary. You're very Joe Burrow reliant, and your receiving core is kind of in flux at this point. And then not only that, you allow a New England Patriots team who really doesn't have any weapons at all to out-physical you, come in your building, beat you up, run the football all over you. And then you allow Washington to come into your building. Jaden Daniels outplays you. I don't see how this gets better with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, me personally, I got the Bengals making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But with the way things are going right now, it just feels like Cincinnati is just heading down the wrong path.
Oh, they're not making the playoffs. Okay. I can't see them making the playoffs unless they change that defense. I mean, Joe Burrow couldn't have played a better game than he played. He had 300 plus yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
You can't ask a quarterback to do any more than what he did. You know what I mean? I've learned this. I'm going to go back to one thing on the Ravens. You give me 21 points, I'll get you a win. This man gave you, what, 28? When he had done 28, what did he have the Bengals that day, that game? What was the score?
I believe it. I'll get it for you. I got you.
So
33.
There you go.
33 points.
You can't get, the offense can't do but two so much. And for you to let a rookie quarterback just pick you apart that way he did.
And by the way, let's not forget, Austin Eckler left the game with a concussion.
Yeah.
And Jaden Daniels still not played.
And that's saying something. He found who I think one of the most underrated receivers is in the game, and Scary Terry. He showed like he's that guy for me.
Oh yeah.
And they just exposed the Bengals defense, and that's going to be the problem with them. They can't win shootouts.
The Bengals are very Joe Burrow reliant.
Absolutely, but
they've
been Joe Burrow reliant. Because like you said last year, they didn't run the ball. It's just that Joe Mixon added another receiver to the Joe Burrow reliant team.
So it's kind of funny because y'all going to where I was getting ready to go next in the next segment, and we might as well just go there now because the rest of the games we already know where every team is going to be. We're going to get to our predictions next, but it goes into where I'm going at. A lot of quarterbacks have been getting paid over the last few years. This summer was like the biggest contract extensions, that we've seen, especially on the quarterback side. Watch how guys like Trevor Lawrence, and it's trash. I mean, it is what it is. Watching Trevor Lawrence get paid. I've watched Geno Smith over this time get paid. I've watched all these guys get paid over the last year, maybe two. And Joe Burrow is also in this category because he just got paid. And this is the reason why you see the quarterbacks and the wide receivers are all asking for more money earlier than where their contracts will expire. Do you think, and I'm gonna start with you, Eddie, do you think the increase in pay for the quarterbacks when they have not been proven are causing bad football to be produced on the field in 2024?
Yep. I mean, that's going for my quarterback too. Sometimes you just, how can I put it? You gotta know what the way they paying them. It's just they're doing it now. It's like they're playing football for money. I mean, I remember I've been a football fan all my life, and when you're looking at these guys, yeah, you want to support your family. You want to make sure that you got some financial stability. But what happened to winning? Like, ain't nobody worried about winning no more. I think Chase can care less if they win.
Because he might get paid.
He's going to get paid. CeeDee Lamb can care less if they win. They just want to be paid. If the Dallas Cowboys right now say, yo, we wasn't going to give you the money, or Chase, we're not going to give you the money, he'll go to any team that's willing to pay him. Not worrying about is he's going to get a ring. You know what I mean? Nobody has the Tom Brady effect anymore.
Okay.
But it's like, yo, we will take a cut to get this money.
Jared?
As far as QBs getting paid, I think it's a bunch of factors that come into it. When it comes to paying the quarterback top money, you kind of have to think about, okay, if we don't pay him and we let him leave, because a lot of fans, kind of have this notion in their head of, okay, all right, get rid of this guy, don't pay this guy. Well, my question to you is, who's the better option you got out there? Now, you have to pay him. You have to pay him. Lamar Jackson situation, I cannot tell you how many comments I saw on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, talking about, oh, the Ravens need to move on from Lamar Jackson, this, that, and the third. Well, my question to all of y'all was, who in the hell was the Ravens going to get as their option B? There was no option B. The Ravens had to pay him. So, but when it comes down to that, you also have to factor in, okay, the moment I pay this guy, his contract isn't probably going to kick in for another 2 or 3 years. Now it's up to the general manager to draft the right talent around him. Once you do that, now your quarterback is in a position to prove why I gave you that contract. yeah, we're paying you for what you did, but now we're going to pay you for what you're going to do in the future. And we're going to implement that by putting the best talent around you. Now, are you going to lose a Tyreek Hill? Are you going to lose a Jesse Bates in free agency? Are you going to possibly end up having to trade an Amari Cooper because you have a CeeDee Lamb who's developing and growing? Yes, but there's a bunch of other factors that come into that.
So I love that. I love both points because I actually look at it from both ways. I think that organizationally, I would definitely want to keep every piece that I got, especially if I drafted them, because I built them up and I want them to be here to become great and become a championship team. However, I'm more a pro player because as a player, I know that it's a short-term window. The lifespan of an NFL player is 2.5 years. So if a guy gets into the end of his rookie deal and he's in year 4 and he know he got one more year and he's been playing at a high level, hell yeah, give him the money because it's not your problem. That's the owner's problem to make sure that it works. That's the GM problem to make sure that the team is financially set as well as on the field and up top. That's their issue.
Which is why they had a cap out.
There you go. So now that's why I agree with it. However, I do look at this. No disrespect to Lamar Jackson. No disrespect to Jalen Hurts. No disrespect to Justin Herbert or Barrow. You haven't won anything. You haven't won a championship. You've won regular season games. You've taken your team a couple of steps here to get to that next level. But you're not fucking Patrick Mahomes. You're not Patrick Mahomes. So you shouldn't be out asking for his kind of numbers. He earned his numbers. He's won both ways. We just finished talking about it. You've won when you had the weapon in Tyreek Hill. You've also won when you've had dink and dunk. You've also won when your team isn't that good. He deserves 10 years at $300 million or $500 million like he had. And guess what he's doing? Oh, let me restructure this money to move some other money around so we could keep bringing in a left tackle here, a right tackle there, a safety here, a cornerback there, because he's about winning. So you have to be smart. I look at Dak Prescott as the other person that I say is in the Patrick Mahomes situation. Why? Because he's had 2 extensions since his first contract. This is his second extension that he just got paid. You haven't done shit. You haven't done shit. He's had 1 or 2 playoff wins. 2 playoff wins in his time. How many did Tony Romo have? 2. You're on the same path as Tony Romo. Guess whose fault that is, though, y'all? It ain't Dak Prescott's fault. That's the fucking owner's fault. Because the owner allowed this to happen over and over and over again. So when you say, I don't think the players care about winning. No. I think they do care about winning, but they know what they got, especially on the team where they at. If I can manipulate it and get paid, I'm going to manipulate it and get paid. You got some that want to win and they show they want to win. That's why they put the money in their pocket, then they take it back out and refunnel it so they can keep on winning. Go ahead, hurry up, Jared. I see you raise your hand.
And also, with Patrick Mahomes, he trusts Brett Veach to do his job. Mm-hmm. And Brett Veach is one of the top 5, top 3 general managers in the NFL, which is why if you lose a Tyreek Hill, okay, I can make up for it. I can go get a Rashee Rice. I can go get an Xavier Worthy. I can keep Travis Kelce. So Patrick Mahomes trusts Brett Veach to go and put more young talent around him.
Well, the only quarterback I agree with that got the money besides Patrick Mahomes was Joe Flacco. Because he was the only one that proved it. You want me to prove that I can get it? He got it and he deserved it. All the other guys we talk about, no. So they just they're getting what Patrick Mahomes said. Mm-hmm. He said it, so now they just taking advantage of what that guy did.
You know what's funny? I love that you just said that because Flacco was the only one that was told by his GM, if you want to get paid, you got to go win. Because they rolled the dice. Because I remember that deal. We were talking about this. Ryan Fitzpatrick had just copped, I think, a 4-year, $80 million deal with Buffalo. And everybody's like, Ryan Fitzpatrick ain't never won shit. Flacco was in the playoffs every year and went to the AFC title game multiple times. And then when he did it, they was like, bro, you're not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. What? All right, bro, let me go ahead and show y'all what I'm going to do. Didn't have a great regular season, But he showed up when it mattered most because we always called him what? Playoff Joe. And that year he was like, let me show you some even better playoff Joe. I'm going to be Joe Montana. They won it. They beat every top team. Everybody that you thought was going to be better than him. He beat them. All of it with adversity. He beat the great white hype, which was Andrew Luck. Beat Peyton in Peyton's house. Beat Tom Brady because he outplayed Brady 2 playoffs in a row. And then you go to the Super Bowl and you win dealing with that adversity. So you're 100% right when he got paid. Now, do I think as a Ravens fan, I was pissed because I knew that money was getting ready to fuck up the team. But like, you had to do what you had to do.
He deserved it. Nobody else, Sunshine don't deserve it. Dak don't deserve it. Mr. Josh Allen, who always get bumped, but we tend to praise every year. He don't. I mean, he's probably the closest thing because Buffalo should have won it the year they lost that 13-second thing when Patrick Mahomes came down and won. But Josh Allen, you can see it even when he don't have no weapons. I don't even know half the niggas on his team other than him and James Cook.
Right.
And the man just
still winning.
He's still winning. But is he gonna win a championship with that team? No.
I don't know, y'all.
As long as Patrick Mahomes is playing football, no.
I like that though. I like that analogy. But when I look at these quarterbacks, they all got paid, man. Like, and it's funny because Matthew Stafford is an exception to the rule because he was the last generation. He was already paid. He was a rookie, so he deserved his money, and he won. Kyler Murray, did he deserve his money?
No.
Like, I'm literally going to go down the list because I know where he's at. Kyler Murray, did he deserve his money? No, because he never won anything. Did Geno Smith deserve the deal that he got? Hell yeah, because he produced and he's solid.
But his a solid deal. His is not a overbearing, contract. It was a contract-friendly deal for Seattle. So yeah,
right.
I'll give him his.
Brock Purdy, when he's a dude, does he deserve to get that money?
I think he does, but it also factors into the system that you're in.
Gotcha.
And for me, after watching him last week, with none of the guys they said he needed, I'm cool with him getting it.
Right, I think he deserved it.
Yeah, I'm cool with him getting it.
I look at Green Bay, Jordan Love. I think that's one of those guys, and this is real talk, because we can go into there because we got to get ready to start the week 4 process, right? I think Jordan Love is one of those guys you had to pay early because if you wait and they excel, it's going to be bigger than what the contract that you got. We just finished talking about Joe Burrow getting paid. They got weapons, though. They got 4 or 5 guys that's in Green Bay that are still underneath their rookie deal and ain't going to say nothing. So you had to pay the quarterback because he's the most important piece.
Right.
The defense is locked. They locked solid.
Yeah.
But they needed to make sure that their quarterback's straight. Go ahead, Jared.
And as far as Joe Burrow goes, I actually think Joe Burrow deserves his money because he got the Bengals to the Super Bowl.
I'm going to come back to that one before we go. I'm going to come back to that one. I'm going to come back to that one.
I partially may agree with that too.
If he didn't get them to the Super Bowl, then okay, I get it.
Yeah, he was a player away?
He got sacked 9 times in the playoffs.
He was a player away from winning Super Bowl. So I'm not going to even deny him.
I'm not either, but I'm getting ready to go there.
Gotcha.
So in the South, Kirk Cousins, prime example about somebody who getting paid. They basically just be basic.
He's been stealing money.
He's been stealing money for years, he's got the best agent. He's been stealing money for years, but he got paid again coming off of an Achilles injury because the team was desperate because they needed a quarterback. So I understand business. Remember, we talking business and field.
Right.
On the field, we know he's basic. Business, he's the smartest man of all time because he knew how to make sure that he got that money. So Kirk Cousins getting his money, perfect deal. But now we go to the next move. When we go to Minnesota, they dealing with Sam Darnold, right? Caleb Williams on a rookie deal. We're going to see what happens. Jared Goff deserved his money because not only did he turn around the Rams and took them to the Super Bowl, didn't win it, but he took them. You didn't go over to Detroit, another losing franchise, and then you got them to the NFC title game, and we just finished talking about one play, right? 2 plays messed it up because your coach decided to go ham instead of getting the points. We already talking about that. Jalen Hurts took him to the Super Bowl, but did he deserve his money? And now I'm gonna combine Jalen Hurts. Hold up, I'm about to combine Jalen Hurts with Joe Burrow because without those weapons, where do we go? And here's what I'm getting at. When Joe Burrow didn't have Jamar Chase for that 4-week stretch, they were losing. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. When he came back, they went on that run. They went back to the AFC title game and lost to Kansas City the second time.
Right.
So when you got the weapons, you look great. When you don't got the weapons, you look bad. Even look at the 3 games. Look at the 3 games. I don't got Higgins, and Chase was playing 20 snaps in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to the Patriots. Second week, got Kansas City. Really wasn't moving the ball that well. You held on to that little bit of a lead. Kansas City kicked the field goal. So you was okay. But guess who played more snaps? Jamar Chase. Oh, this week, you just said it. He put up 33 points. Defense let him down. But guess who was there? Chase and who? Higgins. When the weapons is there, you going to look good. When the weapons ain't there, a little suspect. It's the same thing going on right now with Jalen Hurts. Because they won the game, but they just acquired the best weapon. Saquon Barkley. Yo, take some pressure off of this real quick. Go run the football. Help us out. You get what I'm going at? All right. So I just want to make sure I ain't tripping when I see how...
You're not tripping.
So when we were talking about who deserved the money, now I'm going home a time. Lamar Jackson. If you put Lamar Jackson in the Philadelphia Eagles uniform with the weapons that they got, do they win the Super Bowl? I'm going to come back. Go ahead.
Get the same player. No.
Okay. Why?
Get the same player.
That's not what I'm getting at. I'm talking about the weapons.
No, you said if he went there.
If he was in Philly.
Right. What I'm saying
with
is,
A.J. Brown.
He's Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Same player.
Right. But I'm talking about, what I'm saying is, you have Lamar, the way that he plays now.
Right.
And you add him in with players, with other talent that makes your team better.
Right.
Do you think they win?
So this is the thing. I don't think so because what they need, what they're asking Jalen Hurts to do in Philly, and I asked Lamar Jackson to do in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
He throws. Now, does he run the ball? Yeah. He throws a lot more than Lamar Jackson does.
Well, let me add this then. Let me flip it. If you give Lamar Jackson A.J. Brown in Baltimore,
he wins.
So you
because of the scheme in Baltimore builds their team around Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Philly would have to build the team around Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say in Philly, no. If you bring the weapons to Baltimore, yes.
And that's really what I'm getting at. Now, I'm coming to you. That's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
He's never had a real weapon. Hollywood Brown was solid the way that he ran it because it was all about goal, speed, open it up so he can run.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same with Zay, but Zay's a better route runner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you need that dog, that A.J. Brown, that C.D. Lamb, that Jamar Chase guy. We don't have that yet. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We don't have it. And it's because we don't draft it well and we don't mature and coach it well, that position.
Right.
So you won't get an A.J. Brown in the building. You won't get a DK Metcalf in the building. You won't get that guy in their prime. You'll get him at the back end, like we did with Bolden and Steve Smith Sr. with Flacco, but you won't get that with Lamar because that's not the way we play. You just said it earlier. We are a run-based team. So that's why we run. But we got to get that guy that's going to be, I need you to go be A.J. Brown today. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we don't have that. Go ahead, Jared, before you forget it.
And as far as Lamar, I think if Lamar was in Philadelphia with those weapons, I would say yes, but it depends on the coaching. It depends on the coaching. Mm-hmm. You got the weapons. You in Philadelphia with those weapons, ain't no reason why you can't win a championship outside of coaching holding you back, which is what is going on right now with the Ravens.
Okay. Good points. Y'all. I like these. I like this, man. Now, we're going to go ahead before I go into week 4 predictions and picks. MVP, early season MVP. I know it's real early. I know we only 3 weeks in. Mm-hmm. But if you had to make a choice right now, who would be your top 3 MVP people? I'm going to go with you first, Eddie.
Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
JJ. And the Kansas City Chiefs refs.
That's so bad. They say, it's the refs, the chief refs. Chief refs?
I'm keeping it 100.
Mm-hmm.
It should be 0-3. The referees has saved them
All 3 times?
3 straight games.
With all them crazy penalties in game
3
1?
straight games, man. I've never seen more blatant calls not being caught. The Kansas City Chiefs refs are the MVP of the season, which is what they in turn made Patrick Mahomes
MVP favorite?
MVP favorite because he has the refs, and we've seen it. I've seen 2 pass interferences that's been the worst call and that are not called. That was the Saints game during the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl will be trying to get there when the dude just straight blatantly hit Alvin Kamara.
Against the rain,
Yeah, that was horrible. And that call last week,
And when he hooked him? Yeah.
when he hooked him and he was literally not even looking at the player holding him.
Pitts.
I'm like, so we all seen it. The Kansas City Chiefs fans seen it. The referee was like, what the hell you talking about? I'm like, hold up. Did y'all literally just do it on purpose? So yeah, that's the thing. But right now, Josh Allen is the front runner just because of
What they doing?
because he don't have nobody. I mean, he's looking like how Tom Brady was when we was like, who was he playing with? You know what I mean? Wes Welker's and them, and now that's what he's doing. So yeah.
What you got, Jared?
I'll go CJ Stroud. I'm gonna throw Saquon Barkley in there.
That's a go.
And
Take just go. And then take one to go.
my third, probably. I really can't think of a third right now, but for right now, I'll go CJ and Saquon.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to say CJ because I think CJ is kind of going through the sophomore slump right now, to me. Because good game against Indianapolis, division game, so he won that one. The second game against the Bears wasn't so hot to me, and then we just seen he got a little exposed this week. But I think in my order, I actually had Jefferson as number 3 because he's doing something special right now out there in Minnesota. He's number 3. Number 2 is Saquon Barkley. I think the biggest acquisition this offseason has been Barkley because he's kind of taking over as the lead guy on that team on the field. Now, I don't know about the locker room, but on the field, he's producing and showing his worth. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to be amazing. And number 1 is Josh Allen, bro. Like, everybody might start saying James Cook because Cook's been very good. But Allen is showing everybody right now that he's the early favorite for the MVP. He's having fun. He's loose. He has no pressure. And I think sometimes eliminating one player can change your whole locker room. Stephon Diggs, not saying he's a bad guy because I don't know him personally. But I've watched him leave another team in Minnesota because he had a lot of issues there about not getting the ball when it was at the end of his contract. He leaves, he goes to Buffalo, they get Jefferson, they still become Minnesota. I watched the same thing now in Buffalo in the early season. You complain about money, you complain about not getting the ball. They threw the ball in the divisional game, you dropped the touchdown that would have won the game. They get you out of there, and this is how you know there's something going on. They got you out of the building and said, we will pay you this year to go away. Get where I'm going at, y'all? I will pay you to go away because it loosens up the locker room. Go ahead.
And I have a question for you. As far as Buffalo goes, to kind of go off of the point. Watching Buffalo run the ball more now than they have in the last 5 years. Take a wild guess of who that reminds you of right now.
Baltimore.
No.
Who? Kansas City?
Exactly.
No, yeah, that's
because of how patient they are now. It was Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, bombs down the field, bombs down the field, bombs down the field. You know what? Let's run the ball. Let's take some heat off of Josh Allen. James Cook. A little bit of,
They got a rookie now. He's not bad. But as far as going with Diggs too, boy got 100 receptions still last year, and still said I didn't get the ball enough. It's after a while. It's
selfish mentality.
Selfish mentality. That's exactly what it is. And he felt like I'm the man. And matter of fact, like all the wide receivers are fucking divas. All the ones that's paid high quality money, they are divas. Tariq Hill's a goddamn diva. I mean, I think CeeDee Lamb's a diva. JJ's a diva. If they don't get the ball, they get the screaming, they get the yelling, I want to leave. And I think the best thing that Diggs did do was get traded to a team where he can be number 2.
But also to kind of piggyback off your point, who's to say it doesn't get to a point where Stephon Diggs kind of starts to irritate C.J. Stroud? Houston already has enough weapons around C.J. Stroud as is, even before Stephon Diggs got there.
Mm-hmm.
So who's to say he doesn't piss off C.J. Stroud and they end up moving on from Stephon Diggs, and C.J. Stroud ends up still flourishing even without Stephon Diggs?
Well, here's the funny thing about it. This is really only a 1 year deal, y'all.
Pretty much.
Buffalo paying this man to get away from Buffalo.
Pretty much.
And he in Houston.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I definitely do. He got a chance to win. Let him start that shit. Like, this is when your GM work is starting to work.
Exactly.
Yo, we went to, let's say, hypothetically, Houston go to the AFC title game and they lose.
Yeah,
right?
I wouldn't rule
And
it out.
let's say they go and they lose.
Yeah.
And then they go lose and they say, all right, we're going to bring it all back for next year. But now Diggs' contract is here. Hey, yo, bro, you want to be here? I ain't got no issue with it. We only signed you to a 1 year deal. Because that's what I would give him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about your production. I'm giving you a 1 year deal. If you want to stay on a 1 year deal, cool. If not, go find somebody else to go to. Because I don't need you now. I have Nico Collins as my number one. Tank Dell is my number two. I'll draft another guy and keep these rookie wideouts. Because Mixon, we just said, is more valuable than him. Because Mixon's a better locker room guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I will keep Mixon because he's protecting my quarterback in the backfield as the last line of defense on a pass blocking scheme. And he can go get the ball and catch it. I got 3 wideouts if I don't include you because I do have Dalton Schultz as my tight end.
And Brevin Jordan.
And I got Brevin Jordan.
So
I'm solid. So Diggs might have to be a little humble.
he's not gonna be about Houston.
After this year, nope.
He's not. He's going with his brother.
The Dallas.
He's been wanting to do this for years. This has been an ongoing thing with them for years.
But watch this before
So,
you
that 1 year
before you
deal-
go there. Before you go there, right? Because this is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I hate when they always say player control because it's obvious it's not.
Right.
You want to play with your brother. Your brother's in Dallas. We already know they paid Trayvon, right? We already paid him. I'm looking like, well, bro, if you want to go to Dallas, why would you bitch and complain about wanting a new deal with Buffalo? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tell them what it is. Yo, I want out.
Yeah.
You can release me. You can. I'm gonna be TO. I'm out. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Shut me down. I don't want to be here no more. Cause now you can control where you want to go. Oh, I want to go to Dallas. Bet Dallas. We want you. We want to bring you in the door. Or make a trade for me and say I'm only gonna go to Dallas. That's where I want to go. Dallas. I'll cause problems in this locker room if I don't get to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
You can make that happen if it's quote unquote player control
But it's
division,
not.
but it's not.
It's
And that's why I hate when we say, oh,
It's
the
not
players
basketball.
control it. Hey, say it again.
It's not basketball. Basketball players control their locker room. The football owners, sorry, your racist owners, they control the Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going where we don't want you to go. We're going to send you close to your brother. We'll get you close enough there so when it's over with, you already got a taste of the tax-free money.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to Dallas.
But if you don't mind,
Uh-huh.
counter what you said. Yes, these organizations kind of control where players go, but at the same time, a organization can say whatever they want to say about, oh, we're not trading this player, we're not trading this player, we're not trading this player, but ultimately, who ends up winning in the end? The player, because eventually you're gonna have to move him because you're gonna get tired of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the player ultimately ends up winning in the end. It's just a matter of how much are these organizations going to end up putting up.
Now, do they end up winning? Because we have situations like Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. They don't end up winning. They end up getting away and still having a... Now, Antonio Brown essentially won because he won a Super Bowl.
That's fair.
So he ended up winning.
That is fair.
But then Le'Veon Bell tried it and he ultimately lost.
Right now, when I say win, I don't mean like going to another franchise. I mean like
They get in their way.
Yeah, they ultimately.
Okay, so they
their
ultimately
way.
get in their way.
Yes.
Now, yes, they ultimately get their way.
Yes.
In the end of everything, they're going to get their way.
Right.
But the owners are going to milk them all the way dry
Right.
until they get their way.
Now, depending on where you go,
Yeah.
if you go to an organization like Tampa, and you win, then yeah, you're winning.
Right.
You're winning. But as far as like getting what you want, then yes.
That's what. Okay.
So what the owners do, yo?
I'll say it again.
No, don't. We don't want to hear that no more. So look, we're gonna get to the week 4 predictions right now. Week 4, I'm gonna give y'all the matchups. Y'all tell us where we're gonna go. Thursday night, Dallas is in New York playing the Giants on Thursday night division game. Who y'all got?
We lose this game, I'm going from coming Ravens fan.
So who you got?
Flat the fuck out.
So who do you have?
You know who I got. If we lose this game, I will become a Ravens fan. I will put on every jersey,
Hold them to that.
every hat.
I am gonna hold them to it.
I will be
If they lose this game tomorrow night, because we hanging out tomorrow,
Yeah.
right? So if they lose tomorrow, I will have
Out my mouth.
the Ed Reed jersey in the car.
I got a Ray Lewis jersey in my house. I will wear it.
So you already a fan?
No, I just got it autographed.
Okay.
I
No,
got
I don't want you to wear the autograph one though. I want you to wear.
I'm
you can put on. I'm gonna go get you one to put on, yo. I got.
But my team, we should win
Okay.
easy by no more than 24-10.
Okay. 24-10. I ain't want no score.
I'm telling you, it should 24-10. CD Lamb's gonna have over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have over 10 catches.
Mm-hmm.
Mark it. Whoever play FanDuel. Yes, we're going to beat the holy shit out of Daniel Jones and them
All right.
this week.
Another guy that got paid. Go ahead. Who you got?
I'm gonna
Brief.
go with Dallas, but it would not surprise me one damn bit if the Giants find some way to win that game.
God. So
It would not surprise me one damn bit. It really wouldn't. Because Dallas is in a really bad spot right now. Now, really, if I'm being realistic, Dallas wins. I'm letting you know that now. Dallas wins. But it would not surprise me. And not only that, it's a divisional opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, Dak has won the last 12 in a row against the Giants.
Oh, he get ready to give him the jinx. He gonna jinx him.
But because it's a divisional opponent, it would not surprise me if the Giants find some way to win that game.
Okay.
I'm going with Dallas.
this
but it wouldn't
defensive
surprise me
line
if the Giants win
is
that
going to. I'm gonna say something real crazy. but
Say it.
Shut up. I'm not gonna say that, but they're going to. But they going to fry them. Like it's.
You can say what you really want to
Yeah,
say.
I'm gonna say it's gonna eat them alive, but it's just too.
Whoa, that's nasty work.
Nasty work.
Real nasty work, yo.
But
Damn.
Parsons, Lawrence, like all these guys, man, this is going to be their game of just having fun. The Giants' offensive line is horrible. Dalvin Singletary is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's no way. Now, I do want to see the matchup between the rookie and Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun to watch.
Neighbors gonna kill.
He's not.
Not now.
The reason why he's not going to kill is because he's not going to have a chance to throw the ball.
I get what you're saying. So look, I'm gonna say this. I think Dallas wins the game.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Malik Neighbors is gonna have a solid game because he's their only true weapon. So he's like their Odell Beckham when he was in his prime. They're gonna throw the ball up. Neighbors go get it. Let's see what happens. I think Dallas is gonna win. I think CD Lamb's gonna have a very big game because he's pissed about what just happened last week. I'm going with Dallas and a bounce back.
Real quick, I'm going to throw out a prediction to you. If that Cowboys defensive front does not get to Daniel Jones at least 3 times, Cowboys ain't winning that game.
Ooh. 3 sacks?
They're not getting that.
If they don't get 3 sacks, they
If
gonna
they don't
lose.
get 3 sacks, they're not winning that game. They have to get to Daniel Jones at least 3 times. If they don't get to him at least 3 times, they're not winning that game.
Daniel Jones for Tigers this year.
We gonna leave them alone because they gonna stay on this game for the rest of the day. No, we gotta stop that.
We all agree Dallas wins.
Yes, all of us saying Dallas.
Yes.
Denver going to Meadowlands to play the Jets. Who do y'all got? Matter of fact, I'll start this one. Aaron Rodgers is gonna win.
Yeah.
They're gonna win this game easy, no problem. I think they win hands down.
Easily?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easily.
Yeah.
they beat Denver easily.
Okay.
And the reason why is because they're gonna run the ball. They're gonna be smart. Run it. Oh, okay, because they got a really good secondary. Run it. Let's see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm definitely agreeing with the Jets on. Bo Knox had his little fun game last week, but
That's it.
yeah.
What you got, Jared?
I'm going to go Jets, but it wouldn't surprise me if that game is closer than a lot of people think.
Okay. No issue.
Okay.
Next game. This is gonna be a good one. Minnesota at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Okay.
Green Bay.
And that's without. I don't know if Jordan Love's playing or not. I don't know the status yet.
Green Bay.
Gotcha.
Is it in Lambeau?
It's in Lambeau.
Aaron Jones revenge game.
Okay, so Minnesota.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Aaron Jones revenge game.
I can't say if this guy played and I'm going that way. I gotta go with one of the others. So I'm going to go with Green Bay only because I haven't seen Minnesota play on grass yet.
Okay.
All of their games have been on turf. So I'm gonna go with Green Bay because I want to see how they play on grass. I know Aaron Jones gonna have a good day because he's used to it, but I want to see how the other ones respond. New Orleans, Atlanta, critical NFC South football game. I'm gonna start this one off. I think that the NFL owes the Falcons. I'm going with Atlanta. I think Atlanta wins this game. I think they were done a major disservice this week. So I'm going with them.
Quick question: what's the plus minus on that?
I don't got that. I don't have that.
Who's the underdog?
But I think it's plus 1.5. So whenever you see something like that, it's a pick.
I'm going Atlanta.
Okay.
Saints.
New Orleans going to Bayou going up 3-1 with a couple of division wins. That's not a bad idea. Kamara is hurt though. He hasn't practiced.
That's why I said Atlanta.
So that's why. Don't change it. Don't you change it. Don't you change it.
I'm not changing it.
Tampa Bay at home versus the Eagles.
I'm so glad you said this. I'm going with Tampa.
Okay, going with Tampa Bay. Going with Tampa.
Is it okay why I said I'm going?
Yeah, go ahead, Tampa.
I'm going with Tampa because A.J. Brown is not playing in this game.
Yeah.
And the last time Philadelphia went up against Tampa without A.J. Brown, Tampa beat him. I'm going with Tampa.
Okay, well, guess what? I'm going to go with Philly. And the reason why I'm going to go with Philly is because the last time the Philadelphia Eagles didn't have Saquon Barkley. So I'm going to go with them. Right now, I don't think their defense is intact. I know Veta, I don't think he's playing this week. So I'm going with the Eagles. I think they have a running game galore for Saquon Barkley to go favor his MVP status right now. Go ahead.
Bucks.
Damn big.
And I'm going to Bucks because I don't think Smith playing.
Yeah, I don't think Smith's playing.
Smith's not playing.
It's
And
different.
AJ Brown. And you talking about just all on Saquon? Nah. Bucks. And the Bucks need this comeback because last week they put up a fucking shit.
Okay.
They got embarrassed. Yeah, they got embarrassed.
Yeah, they got embarrassed, and it's gonna be a Mike Evans game. Bucks.
Okay. I'm the only one on that one. Mm-hmm. Now, Cincinnati, Carolina, the Andy Dalton revenge game. Can they bury Cincinnati this week? Eddie, who do you got?
Carolina.
Okay.
Carolina. I'm going Andy Dalton. Carolina.
All right.
Do I have to pick a winner?
Yes, you gotta pick a winner. Ain't no ties here, BSN.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs to show everybody what they're made of.
You about to get kicked out of Ravens Nation, man. Something's wrong with you.
Cincinnati's season is on the line.
And that's just true.
It's on the line. If they
0-4 is
if
nasty
they
work.
lose this game, they're done.
What is 0-4?
Nasty work. Nasty.
And also not only that, you're going up against a former Cincinnati Bengal named Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a revenge game. I'm so sick of that damn term, revenge game. This ain't a revenge game. Andy Dalton and the Panthers just came off a drop with 36 on the Ravens. I get it, it's the Ravens. Okay, whatever.
Same team lost to the Ravens.
Exactly.
Right, but still. And you got Andy Dalton coming into your building. Who's to say that this game is not closer than people think? I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, I am going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals only because I think they have the better quarterback. Not the better running game. They have the better quarterback. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. I think if all of them are there, T. Higgins is going back home because he's from down that way. Mm-hmm. And then you have Chase who's still looking to get paid. Mm-hmm. They're going to have a chance to get this win. Their season, they know it is on the line. I think they play well. They will win this game in Carolina. But it's going to be closer than what a lot of people think. Houston, Jacksonville. Shit versus best in that division. I'm talking about the AFC South because Trevor Lawrence is right now trending to be a #1 draft pick bust. He has lost 8 straight football games, and I'm going to say he's going to lose 9, and they need to get ready for the movement of Trevor Lawrence. They might be getting ready to trade this man. He might need to change the scenery or another coach, but he might be a coach killer because he done lost. Mm-hmm. This would be his 3rd coach. I'm going with Houston. I think Peterson is on the hot seat. I think he's getting fired. I'm going with Houston.
Yeah, Houston got smacked in the mouth last week. Houston takes this one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
CJ and them going to, like you said, is one of his MVPs. CJ gonna have a crazy game this week.
Houston.
And Joe Burrow is, and Joe Mixon is playing. So yeah, Houston.
Yeah, I'm going with Houston. Let's go to the next one. Pittsburgh 3-0 in Indianapolis against A-Rich and JT in the Colts. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm a Mike Tomlin guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Raven Nation. I love Mike Tomlin, man. Mike Tomlin is dope, but nah, he ain't winning this one. I think A-Rich and JT finally put a complete game together, both of them. Because one had a good game, and another had a good game, and they got to get Pittman involved. But I think the Colts take this one.
Okay.
They expose Justin Fields and his non-throwing ass.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh,
Shit.
but at the same time, Pittsburgh still can't run the damn ball to save their lives. But I'm gonna go Pittsburgh, and even though I don't believe in the Steelers. I'm sorry, I just don't.
But you believe in them to get this win.
Yes, but
4-0 is crazy.
But at the same time, I get it. 4-0 is 4-0, but when Pittsburgh was 11-0, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm. They just,
nobody bought into them, and I'm still not buying into them even if they go 4-0. So,
Well, I'm going to say Indy because I think Indy has the better offensive line, and I actually think Indy and Pittsburgh defense are kind of like Pittsburgh defense might be here, but Indy's defense is like right there. I think that Jonathan Taylor and A-Rich, if they work together and figure this run game out, because the passes are there, I think that he just needs to have the mental block because he's missed Mitchell a couple of times on like some 60-yard bombs wide open. And it's there. I just think that they got to keep building and keep playing. This might be the week that they get that. Remember, they're at home. If it was in Pittsburgh, I'd have picked Pittsburgh. But because they're in Indy, I'm going to go with Indy. I think Indy wins this game. And they go to 2-2. They need this game because this helps them with their division and their playoff run. So I'm going to go with Indy. I think Indy wins this one. The Rams are going to Chicago. We get to see two teams that's on the verge of either going here or going there. I think that's where we're at. I think we're at that split. I'm going to pick, this is my upset of the week, I'm going to pick Chicago for the victory. I think they win this game.
Rams.
Okay.
fuck fingernails, Rams.
Gotcha. That's why I call it my upset because
Fuck fingernails.
I get it. But I'm going with the upset because I just watched the Rams with an emotional comeback win over their rival in the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
They're still not 100% healthy. Yeah. Neither are the Bears. But I think the Bears at home, I think this might be that transition. You know what I'm saying? I really think this is going to be that transition.
And as far as the Bears' offensive line goes, they had to deal with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. You got to deal with the Rams. You got to deal with Braden Fisk and Jerry Burks.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't gonna get any better for Caleb Williams.
I'm not a fan of Caleb Williams.
I'm not either.
No, it's nothing about him that makes me feel as though he's gonna win a shootout with Matthew Stafford. I don't care who Matthew Stafford throws the ball to. He just made the guy, who's named Atwell, I don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He
made him look great.
And there you go. And Curry Williams, he's there. So.
And also, let's not forget they got Blake Corum as well.
Yeah.
Blake Corum's trash.
But
I get it though. It's system.
Stop! Don't be disrespectful.
But Swift,
don't do that.
Trash. He big trash.
Bro, he can't read a line to save his life. I don't even know why he's still starting running back for them. It should be the other one.
I think they're getting ready to make that move.
But yeah.
And if that happens and you go with either Johnson or Herbert, I mean,
I'm definitely not going with Swift. He's
it's about time.
I got the Rams winning.
Next team, Washington. Early surprise, Washington. Leading the NFC East, by the way. Washington going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Jared, who you got first?
Washington.
All right, got Washington. Why?
I saw Jaden Daniels play on Monday night. That kid is just ridiculous.
Okay.
Freaking ridiculous.
Okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go and pick the Arizona Cardinals because I think Kyler Murray is just as good and they're at home. I think they're just as good. They're at home. Their offense versus their offense. I'm going to pick Arizona's defense over top of Washington. So I'm going to rock with Arizona. And now to the Dallas Cowboy fan.
Dave Chappelle said it best. hate. So I cannot pick them some bitches a day in my life. So the 2 MVPs, the 2 rookies of the years, is playing the game.
Yeah.
I think Harrison has a better game than Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
I'll go with them.
Rapid fire here. Rapid fire. 49ers, New England.
49ers.
All
All right, we all with the Niners. Then we got Cleveland, Las Vegas. I'm going with Vegas. I think they bounce back.
Vegas.
Everybody with Vegas. Kansas City, at home. Oh, I'm sorry, on the road against the LA Chargers.
Referees.
Chiefs.
So, hold on. You say Chiefs. You say the referees. I'm going to put that right here on the paper, too. Refs, Chiefs.
Refs got them.
And then I'm going to rock out with back judge because it is the referees. No, but for real, like I just read a report. They said Derwin James is going to get suspended for 1 game for player safety, which is bullshit. Like, this happens the day before they get ready to game plan for the Chiefs.
Really?
Yo, matter of fact, I'm not gonna say back judge. I'm gonna say commish. No, Taylor Swift. I'm gonna say Taylor Swift because it's in LA. So that's, boom boom TS. That's what we're gonna do with that one.
Absolutely.
Then we got this Sunday Night Football here at the bank. Buffalo is coming to the town. They going up against the Ravens. Jared, you going first. Who you got? Don't be biased neither. We need a football mindset.
I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens to win this game.
Okay.
But it will simply come down to this. In-game situation of decision making by John Harbaugh.
Okay.
That's what this game will come down to. And everybody and their mama knows Lamar's going to show up, Josh Allen's going to show up. Both playmakers on the perimeter for both teams are going to show up. Both teams' defenses are going to play well. This will simply come down to in-game situational decision making by John Harbaugh.
Buffalo. If Raekwon Smith don't keep his eyes on that white boy, y'all lose.
Okay.
Buffalo.
May I give a score?
Go ahead, hurry up.
Ravens win 24-21.
Okay, 3-point game. So you saying that the GOAT that's been playing like shit is going to kick the game-winning field goal?
Yes.
Okay, it reminds you of 2011-12 season when he kicks the game-winning field goal as a rookie over the champions at that time, the New England Patriots on a Sunday night, huh? Oh, revisionist history.
And
I kind of like that.
And John Harbaugh learns from his mistake that he made 2 years ago against Buffalo at home.
Okay.
He's no longer the GOAT.
He's no longer the GOAT. Well,
We got the best kick in the league.
that's called seasonal right now. But he kicked that. Now, Aubrey did kick that 65-yard field goal with ease. He made it look
We
real
got the
easy.
best kick in the league.
Yeah. But I'm going to go with Baltimore only because it's at home and it's still a critical game. They have to win this game, especially if I'm seeing people saying Pittsburgh will win this game. You have to get this win because you don't want to be 3 games behind Pittsburgh because that put more pressure on your team to try to win out. So I get they might be a fraudulent 4-0, but you don't want to go there. Now, I'm going to ask y'all this because this is funny. We still in the prediction. Do y'all like the 2 Monday Night Football games?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I like it. For me, it's the football thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get football every day, I'm with it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's bad for men in relationships, but I'm not in one. So I like football every goddamn day. But if you can't watch it, see me, unfortunately, I can watch both games. I can split screen both of them and enjoy both games. But yeah, I like it, especially when one game is like it was this week with the blowout.
Pause.
You got an option to watch a good game. Because a lot of times when we watch Monday Night Football and it's a bad game, we be like, man, this season was when I'm watching this. Yeah, so it was pretty good.
Me personally, I love it. And not only that, I know it was COVID, but we did get a Wednesday afternoon game with the Ravens teams during COVID. So me personally, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I enjoy it as well because, like you said, if it's a game that's bad, let me flip it over to ESPN now and watch it over here because I don't want to see this game. But this week, I think we do have that same issue, even though it's kind of funny because I think we're going to get bad football in one game. It's going to be close, but then we're going to have a great game on the second game. First game, Tennessee at Miami. One team has a bullshit quarterback. The other team has really no quarterback. Who do you got with in this game? I'm going to say mine first. I'm going to pick Tennessee because I don't know if Thompson is even going to play. I know they got the skill position players, but if they don't have a quarterback, I'm guessing they're going to get Snoop ready as fast as possible to get him up onto the team. But Miami's in trouble. I'm going to pick Tennessee right now. I think Tennessee wins that game.
Tennessee.
I'm going to go Miami.
Okay.
I don't trust Will Levis.
Hey, I trust Will Levis more than any quarterback right now wearing a Dolphins jersey.
That defense of Tennessee is the issue. The defense for Tennessee is going to fluster that quarterback. He can't do nothing with that defense.
If Miami can run the football and keep whomever they have at the quarterback position, keep them from making mistakes, I'm going to go Miami. I just don't trust Will Levis.
You know what?
I don't.
Mostert, they don't have him. If you said
Okay.
Mostert was running the ball,
Okay.
I'll be talking different. But what's his name, H.N.?
Yeah.
Nah. He's just not. He's a what you call a scat back.
Scat back.
He's just not it when it comes down to A-gap, B-gap running. Nah, that's big boy.
Okay.
Pause.
That's good.
Now, last game of the week, Seattle goes to Detroit. Detroit is introducing their brand new uniforms on Monday night. I think they look slick. They look like they look like North Carolina colors.
It's crazy.
They look nice. I like them Jones, man. So Seattle coming to Detroit, Motown. Who do you got?
Lions.
Okay, we're going with the Lions early. We're going with the Lions.
I'm agreeing. Detroit. Detroit got this one.
Okay. And guess what I'm rolling with? I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Detroit.
Detroit football. Jared Goff and them get this win. They gonna show everybody they still a top 4 team in the NFC. Look, man, this been good on the football tip. Y'all want to keep going? We're going to save one, man. We got a lot of time here at BSN Presents, man.
Yeah, I just gotta.
Yeah. So, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to shut this one down. We're going to come back next week with a great episode. We got to talk about some Mount Rushmore stuff in the NBA. And we're going to go there because we got a lot to talk about with that. Might even drop another one early this week. I don't know for sure. But look, if you're here and you're watching the channel on BSN Presents, I need y'all to like and subscribe to the channel. BSN Presents. We're going to do a whole lot of stuff here. We also stay connected with the youth in Baltimore City. So you got to check us out. My man, Eddie Randall, I appreciate you coming into the building, baby.
Man, absolutely. Sorry it's under the circumstance that my team lost, but I'll take that on the chin. Pause. It hurt. Pause. And it will never happen again. Yes, I'm going to keep pausing because I'm dealing with these Negroes. This is too fucking much. But I mean, it was definitely
Pause.
Yeah, it was definitely good being here. Yeah, I mean, I've been bluffing a lot, but I got free time now, so I'll be here.
Yeah, a lot of y'all, man, be on that game shit, man. Just coming to the building. I told you I got you.
I work like a slave, so.
It's
But
all
we
good.
all do. But I'll be here more often, you know what I mean, and give my inputs on how I can't stand the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I appreciate you there. Also, again, check out the podcast. I'm going to let him keep on introducing his own podcast. He got to lift his head up a little bit so I can see his face. But there we go. Jared, go ahead and tell him what you got, man.
It's called the I'm Just Saying podcast. It's on Spotify and anywhere that you listen to your podcast. And thank you all, and I hope you all continue to listen to it.
Well, listen, man, we appreciate you. Again, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The first time we've ever tried this, we went live on YouTube today. We want y'all to subscribe. We're going to be here every week. We might even drop a couple of reels out here for you guys. We appreciate you. We love it. We love you.